Lights, camera, biceps, ditch. Let's watch this movie and flex our shit. Movie buff, flexing real hard, watching badass stuff. Movie buff. We don't watch no movies that suck big nuts. Movie buff. Damn, I just ripped my shirt cause I flex too much. Movie buff. Open up the backpack full of snacks, let's relax. Pop the movie and then pass the peanut butter cups.
What up, guys? Adam here with Movie Buffs. Thank you for joining in on this episode today. Today, we are going to be talking about the 1997 cult classic Bruce Willis film, The Fifth Element. Let me have Agent Smith give you a quick rundown of the synopsis of this movie.
The Fifth Element is a dazzling sci-fi action-adventure directed by Luc Besson and co-written with Robert Mark Kamen. Produced on a $95 million budget, it was released on May 9th, 1997, by Columbia Pictures and became a massive hit, grossing $263.9 million worldwide. It stars Bruce Willis as Corbin Dallas, a former Special Forces major turned cynical New York cab driver, Milla Jovovich as Leeloo, the enigmatic perfect being, Gary Oldman as the villainous industrialist Jean-Baptiste Zorg, Ian Holm as priest Vito Cornelius, and Chris Tucker as the flamboyant radio star Ruby Rhod. In the 23rd century, an ancient evil threatens to destroy Earth every 5,000 years. The only defense is the fifth element, a supreme being reconstructed as the beautiful Leeloo. When she crash lands into Corbin's taxi, the unlikely pair must race against time, dodging Mangalore warriors, Zorg's corporate army, and galactic chaos to collect 4 elemental stones and activate the ultimate weapon to save humanity. Packed with wild visuals, over-the-top action, humor, and style, it's a colorful pop sci-fi classic.
All right, John. How's it going, dude?
Pretty good.
Hell yeah. You've seen Fifth Element, right?
I have it. I did rewatch it recently for the podcast, but before that, I was thinking it's probably been 10, 15 years maybe since I've seen it.
Has it
long time?
It's been that fucking long since you've seen this movie?
Yep. Let's see, how old is the movie now? He said
it's 1996, so this movie's fucking like
30.
Holy shit! It's 30.
30
It's
years.
gonna be 30. Yeah, this movie's gonna be 30 years old.
Yep.
I know for me, like, I watch it pretty regularly. I don't know, like maybe like once a year, once every 2 years at most, or something like that. I
Okay.
watch most movies that I like regularly. Whenever I'm watching movies and I'm thinking of movies I like, usually, this is one of the movies that's going to come up. So I have no problem watching a movie over and over, but that's a fucking long goddamn time.
Very long time. And I was kind of racking my brain, like, what do I remember of this movie? And it's just like, I remember liking it being younger. I don't know the first time I saw it. I probably saw it. I've seen it maybe two and a half times. A few things I remember of the movie. Multipass. I just remember that word. Corbin Dallas. I remember them saying that name a lot.
Corbin,
Yeah.
my man.
Yep. I remember Chris Tucker and his high pitched screaming all the time.
Hell yeah.
And
Ruby Rhod.
the comb over bad guy bleeding out of his forehead.
Zorg. Yeah.
Yep. And then I remember that blue opera singer. Those are like the scenes that stick out of my head.
I mean, those are pretty key points of the movie for sure.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember what it was like about? Like, what they were all doing in the movie though? Like, do you at least remember what the fifth element was?
I do not remember the fifth element was. I remember it was the girl. She was the fifth element, but I don't know what it was. I don't remember.
I mean, to be fair, like, I don't really, when you really think about it, I don't know what the fuck Leeloo is supposed to be. Because you have 4 elements, right? Like earth, fire, wind, and water.
Yeah.
What the fuck is she supposed to be? A hot chick?
Well, at the end, it's love. Spoiler alert.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if I made that connection.
Yeah, they say it at the end.
I just thought that, like, at the we'll fucking talk about it when we get to the end. That's pretty fucking funny. When you say you hadn't watched it in like 10 or 15 years, when you did watch it 10 or 15 years ago, was that the first time you had watched it?
No, I've probably seen the movie like two and a half times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it way more than
Yeah.
that. You know what I will say, when I rewatched the movie, I was paying more attention to like the special effects and like the
Hmm.
quality of the movie,
Yeah.
and it's still pretty goddamn
Yeah. I
good.
definitely wanted to touch on that. I
Yeah.
think the scenes, the characters, the wardrobe, the world, the futuristic world was pretty good.
Yeah, like there's a few scenes, obviously, where they use CGI, and they're all pretty goddamn clean. And then they use a lot of practical effects
Yeah,
as
the
well.
practical effects are good.
Like all the alien costumes and stuff like that is all practical.
I think
Uh,
I remember one CGI near the end that was pretty bad, but we'll get to that.
yeah, but for the most part, I would say like 90% of all the effects are still pretty solid,
Hmm.
which I think that's pretty good because that's one thing that kind of sucks about like 90s movies sometimes.
Age.
Especially, yeah, because that's when they started to use a lot of
Hmm.
special effects and CGI, and they weren't they weren't always very good.
Yeah.
But these are still pretty good. I saw this movie. I mean, I saw it when I was a kid. Most movies from the 80s and 90s, I saw them when I was a kid.
Hmm.
I don't. That doesn't mean I always understood everything about
Yeah.
it, but I've seen it multiple times, throughout the years. So like, I do remember most of the
Hmm.
stuff about the movie. Okay, so in that opening scene,
Hmm.
they're fighting all that shit. Who do you think was guarding that fucking temple site? Do you think it was those priests?
I guess yeah. They're the priest who tried to poison them. Yeah, I mean he was the one that they're.
So if the priests were so hell bent on guarding this big secret that they didn't want anybody to find, what do you think they were doing letting that fucking archaeologist poke around then?
Yeah, I mean maybe you get to the point where if you tell people no, try to keep them out, they just want to go in more.
Oh yeah, I
I
guess
mean you can't
so.
really hide that giant pyramid from plain sight, so I'm sure they obviously look like the guy said he was speaking Italian. So I mean, going into Egypt, maybe they had a crew, some small army guys, so we really couldn't stop them from going in. Just a lonely priest. The one guy had a gun, so
Yeah, yeah. So one thing I noticed, and like, I mean, they're funny aliens, but those fucking big ass Mondo Shiwan aliens, are
yeah.
those the worst designed aliens
I
ever
was
in
gonna
any fucking movie?
say that was one prop that I don't think aged well.
Just
The
like
way they waddled in, uh, they reminded me, and I don't know what movie came first: Super Mario World Bros. The like
like
Koopa,
the
the
Goombas.
Goombas, how they're
Yeah,
like
yeah, the
waddling,
Goombas.
walking.
They probably hired the same motherfuckers to get
They
inside
probably
of
had
those
they probably
bitches.
had Goombas under there, but yeah, those alien props did not age too well.
But yeah, those big fucking goofy ass aliens. And it's funny because like almost all the other aliens in the movie, like they're okay, they're not too bad.
Hmm.
But those are like the most retarded looking aliens, these
Yep.
big fucking
Yep.
Goomba dudes waddling around. I
Yep.
don't like I liked that they made the costumes, like the costumes looked well made, but they looked retarded. Those are probably the worst designed aliens I've ever seen in any movie. I can't really think of another alien that looks worse than those aliens in any
Yeah.
movie. Except for
Yeah.
maybe like, I don't know, like
Yeah,
E.T.
I was just about to say
Yeah,
ET,
he's
and
pretty.
that's like 20 years older. I don't know.
And it's really just E.T.'s body that was horrible looking. Like his face isn't too bad, but like his body was like a fucking,
Smush Tootsie Roll.
yeah, or like melted ice cream or something. Do you think they killed that archaeologist? Because that dude Luke Perry plays, he sees him and he's like, uh, what was his? I forgot what his name was, but he's trying to wake him up, and then like for not even like 2 seconds later, then he sees the aliens, and he's like, "Father, they killed him. They're monsters or whatever."
Hmm.
But like he only checked them for like 2 seconds, and they don't show them actually like kill him.
Yeah.
They show him kind of like poke him from behind, and he just falls over. Do you think he actually killed him?
I'll say they're aliens and spaceships. Maybe they just put some kind of sedative in them just to knock them out.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
So
was thinking too, but they never really say because like, not that it really matters that much, but you get the sense that those aliens are good guys,
hmm.
right?
Yeah.
That they're good guys and they're the protectors of the universe or whatever. But then they can turn around and just like kill somebody in an instant. It's
Yeah.
like let me just go ahead and kill this guy real quick just because he read the wrong shit. So I don't know. I actually don't think they killed him. I like to think that they didn't kill him because those guys are supposed to be good guys.
Makes sense.
One thing I noticed about this movie is it likes to have a lot of fun in
Mm-hmm.
it. So, for instance, the scene where Corbin just randomly opens his door and there's a dude fucking standing in the hallway with a gun, and he
Yep.
has on his forehead a picture of the hallway,
Hallway.
so that when Corbin looks through the peephole, he doesn't see anybody. Now, this movie, it kind of serves really. I mean, you don't need this scene.
Yeah.
You don't need this scene other than for like the comedic value of it.
Mm-hmm.
But they take a good amount of time, and it's a super memorable scene.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like really cool little just awesome clever stuff that they introduced into the movie throughout the entire thing, and I thought that was one real cool thing about the movie is just how much random shit they put in it.
And I think it just adds to like the vibe of kind of like how the people are, or at least where he's at, kind of state of like lawlessness, just kind of going around trying to mug people and rob them, and just kind of people are on edge quite a bit.
It probably just means he lives in the ghetto or some shit like that, right? Like he probably just lives in the
Yeah, yeah.
projects.
That's probably it.
I think that you know what? That's probably what it means. Is he drives a fucking cab, he hates his life, he lives in the goddamn projects. I think it just means that Corbin is living kind of a shitty life right now.
Okay. Yep.
What do you think that big ass space ball is?
The killer ball thing.
Yeah, the fucking
I
the
mean,
great evil. Like
yeah.
I mean, all like when Cornelius goes in and is talking to them about this giant ball, like all he says about it is that it's evil.
Mm-hmm.
The most terrible evil imaginable or some shit, but they don't actually say what the fuck it is.
I mean, just looks like some kind of like burning sun, some planet of like lava floating through space. That's what it
Yeah.
looks like.
Sometimes you see like almost like bursts of fire coming out of it,
Yeah.
and you know what it kind of reminds me of? Darkseid's planet, Apocalypse.
Okay.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if it's supposed to be a planet and like he's an entity inside of it, or if the planet itself is alive, or if
Mhm.
he's just like a massive fucking like evil. I do kind of wish that they took a little bit more time to explain what the hell it is.
Yeah.
There's this one part where he is opening this ancient text, and he says that the way that the universe can get unmade is we save ourselves with the fifth element,
Mhm.
right? So you have the supreme being or whatever standing in the middle, and that's supposed to destroy the great evil. But he said if evil sits there or is in the middle instead,
Mm-hmm.
then light becomes dark and everything ends. What I don't get is what was that big ass ball of fire gonna do? Like how the fuck is it supposed to go and stand in the middle of that ceremony? It's too fucking huge. It was just hurtling at there. They could have destroyed Earth,
Yeah.
but that's not the universe. That's just one planet. And how was it gonna be in the middle of that ceremony?
Yeah. I guess definitely maybe it can shrink itself. I mean, it can fly through space, and I don't know, maybe size isn't a problem for it, or maybe he's controlling that big ball of fire and he was gonna come down. But yeah, a lot of stuff doesn't really explain, just leaves you up guessing.
I wonder, do you think I don't know, do you think maybe Zorg was gonna do it? Do you think he was gonna use Zorg?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
How far do you think Zorg was a part of his plan? Because if Zorg hadn't died in the movie later on, how far do you think that planet thing was going to use it? And how far was he going to let himself be used throughout the mission?
I would have seen him not caring about Zorg, killing him like the second he got what he needed from Zorg stones.
I do wonder, what were Zorg's and what was his motivation throughout the movie?
Money, he asked for money, but
Well, it was costing him money. Like all of that stuff was like everything to get the stones, because the planet thing wanted Zorg to get the stones, and he was basically doing his bidding. So this entire movie, you have like two or three, actually probably like three or four different sides, everybody trying to get the stones.
Mhm.
You got Cornelius and Leeloo trying to get the stones.
yeah,
And then you got the Federation who sends Corbin to try to get the stones,
Mhm.
who ends up, crossing paths with Leeloo and teaming up with her. You have Zorg trying to get the stones for the Great Ball of Fire.
Yeah.
And then you have the Mangalores trying to get the stones as well because they get pissed off that Zorg almost kills them.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to get the stones so they can negotiate and get more money or weapons.
Yeah.
You got 4 different people coming at the stones from different sides. And we know why Cornelius and the Federation and even the Mangalores, even though they're stupid, we know why they're all trying to get them. Like, their intentions are pretty easy to understand. I sometimes have a little difficulty trying to understand why Zorg's character is getting him, because he does explain at one point, he's talking to Cornelius, he's telling him, it's like, if you create a little destruction, then it creates jobs. And so he breaks the things on the desk, and then all the little robots come out, and he's like, think of all the people who had to make these, and engineers, and people blah 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 blah. Okay, so by creating a little destruction, I'm actually encouraging life. That's what he says. But if he lets that giant ball of fire succeed, he's not creating a little bit of destruction.
Mm-hmm.
He's annihilating the entire universe. So I don't understand his motivations.
Yeah. There's also, I think, maybe just trying to get the stones to save him not being killed immediately, because he does have that one conversation with them where he's just making him bleed through telepathy, I guess. So maybe he could have killed him whenever he wanted to, it seems like.
So you think either he was just straight up being forced to out of fear of dying, or do you think maybe he was able to actually control him a little bit?
I think fear of dying, and then him just hoping he'd be able to make money also. But it does seem like he was afraid for his life speaking with him.
Did you notice, watching this movie, how progressive it is? Because they have Debo as president.
Didn't cross my mind. I don't see color.
They have a black president.
Yep,
That's very
yep.
progressive.
Yep.
I don't remember what came out first, this or Deep Impact, but Debo as president, he's not just a black president. He's a big, scary looking black president. One thing I think is a little odd is when we jump to the future, the Mondoshi ones, they're coming back because they know that the giant ball of fire is coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're about to dock with the Federation, I think in space or whatever like that, or maybe, just about to dock on Earth. You don't really quite see it. But before they can, the Mangalores destroy them because they were sent by Zorg to destroy the Mondoshi ones, the goofy aliens, steal the stones, take them back to Zorg, and then Zorg was going to give them cases of that badass gun, the one with the homing bullets and the fire and all that stuff. When they open up the box, when he opens it up, there's no stones in it. So he gets pissed off. He's like, I'm not giving you shit. The Mangalores get mad. It's like, we risked our lives. You better give us fucking something, right? So he gives them one case.
Yep.
But he rigs the gun and he blows them up. Okay. In the meantime, we don't really know where the stones are yet. But we do know that they found some DNA or a hand or something on the ship. And that's supposed to be the 5th element. They take it, and then they use it to create Leeloo. And when Cornelius was told that the Mondoshi ones were killed, he basically was like, oh my God, we're doomed. There's nothing else we can do. But it's not like that was the entire Mondoshi one race on that ship. There was probably just a few people bringing the 5th element over to Earth. So I'm wondering, number one, had the Mondoshi ones not been destroyed by the Mangalores, how far into the mission would they have played out? Would they have overseen the mission all the way to the very end, making Leeloo, putting her into the center of the temple, and destroying the Great Ball of Fire because that's what they care about? For 5,000 years, they've been waiting for that moment. Or are they just going to hand it off to Earth and say, this is what you're supposed to do, and leave?
Well, they took it away from Earth back in the opening scene, right?
Yes, because they said it wasn't safe anymore.
Yeah. So I wouldn't think they would hand it back. I guess they were going to complete the mission.
Right? You would think that they're going to complete the mission, right?
Yeah.
So With that being said, unless the entire fucking race of the Mondoshi ones was on that ship, why the fuck didn't they just send another ship with another team? You
Yeah.
don't see them again throughout the entire movie.
Yeah. How many days do you think the movie takes place? Maybe there was no time for the second ship to get there.
I mean, everybody's traveling at light speed and shit. Like they got fucking like everybody gets everywhere super fucking fast. They can't like it couldn't have taken them that goddamn long. I don't know. Like I think the movie probably what takes place over at the
Two,
most 2 days,
yeah, like
right?
2 or 3 days.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean maybe it could be a time thing, but I don't really think that when you got space travel and people fucking zipping through space or whatever, I don't think that that was an issue. So I just think that that's a little bit of a plot hole that the Mondoshi one never sent any other guys, and I don't think they were all just on that one ship and they all died
Hmm.
because Debo he mentions at one point that we need to we need to get the Mondoshi one on the phone. We owe them an explanation or something like that,
Hmm.
and that they accepted the apology. So they had smoothed things over with them, and oh, and the Mondoshi one told them that the stones were not on the ship, and that they were actually being brought to them by the diva lady.
Hmm.
That's why they get Corbin to go to the cruise ship
Hmm.
because they want him to retrieve the stones. So that information they got about the stones, they got it from the Mondo Shiwa Nation. And yet the Mondo Shiwa Nation didn't even send another crew. I think that's a little reckless of them. They've been waiting 5,000 fucking years to see this mission through. They send one team, the Alpha team, right? They die, and they don't even have a Bravo team. That's bullshit.
I'm just gonna chalk it up to they don't have time to get the second team out there. Leeloo, she got made from a hand, right? They got
I think
they
so. Yeah, I think
and
so.
that hand was being transported by the
The
goofy
Mondoshi
alien
one, yeah,
Mondoshi ones.
I think it was, yeah. They had it with them.
But
It might have even been in the temple, but I don't know. I don't know if it was in the temple when they came to Earth, but they had that ship.
the Mongolors destroyed the Mondoshi ones, right?
They destroyed the ship,
Shit.
and they mentioned that they found a little bit of remains that had some
How did
basically
it go from
DNA
how did
on
it go
them.
from the Mongolors to the Federation humans?
What? How
The
did
hand.
the hand? So this is what I'm assuming. Okay, the Mangalores either they probably blew up the ship. In my mind, I thought they blew up the ship and then maybe they like found the floating case in space, but that's pretty reckless. Like that's a reckless way to fucking find it. So maybe they went onto the ship, found the case, right? They raided them, got the case, and either way they attacked them afterwards. They're basically pirates. They're
Yeah.
like space
Yeah. Yeah.
pirates. So they fucking pirated the ship. They were only looking for that case of the stones.
Hmm.
Whatever the remains were in, they weren't in that case.
Okay.
So in the wreckage of the ship floating,
Federation found them.
the Federation found something that had DNA, and then they used that to construct whatever it was going to construct, and it ended up being a chick with dyed red hair, played by Milla Jovovich.
Okay.
Yeah. John, who do you think is hotter, Milla Jovovich in this movie or Megan Fox in Transformers?
Uh, I don't see
You don't
women
see
like that. I
hotness.
don't see hotness. They're just actresses to me.
They're just people.
Uh
They're
huh.
just human beings.
Uh huh. So Leeloo breaking out, getting there. How strong is she? She smashed through that glass like that was supposed to be unbreakable.
I don't know, dude. That
She
glass fucking looked like bullshit, weak ass glass. I mean, she's supposed to
and
be
where's that
super.
strength the rest of the movie?
That's a really good fucking question
Yeah.
because I never really. One thing I noticed in this movie this time around that I did not notice
Uh,
later on was she wasn't completely useless, but she was damn near useless. And we'll get into that in a little bit, but she's supposed to be really strong, obviously, right? Because she breaks through that glass and then she jumps through the wall. Now, granted, that wall was made of like fucking tinfoil, which is ridiculous. Like, and I don't know where she went when she jumped into that wall. I
uh-huh.
mean, I don't know. I guess it just led to an escape hatch or some bullshit. But she gets out. She manages to fall, and then she like busts through Corbin's taxi.
I guess she is kind of like a child for mind she doesn't know maybe what she can and can't do, but she seems to learn fast enough.
Yeah, they don't really explain what she's capable of besides the whole she's perfect.
Hmm.
And whenever they keep saying that, I guess I always assume they're referring to how like pretty she is.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, look, she's like the perfect woman or whatever. I don't understand outside of her looks what makes her the perfect being. I guess she's supposed to be really strong and she knows how to fight, but she learned how to fight because she was, watching Bruce Lee videos and
Yeah, she
shit.
got like a mini upload.
Yeah, kind of Matrix style.
That's exactly what I
Yeah,
was thinking, Matrix.
Matrix style. I mean, I don't really know what else is supposed to be special about her besides the fact that she's gonna save the world at the very, very end with her being powers.
So how's this taxi scene for you?
I like the taxi scene.
Yeah.
I think the taxi scene is pretty cool. I always wonder in movies that have flying space, like space cars and spaceships,
Hmm.
space traffic. Let me say space traffic.
Yeah.
I always wonder how traffic is supposed to work with flying cars. You ever
Yeah.
wonder about that? 'Cause
I was thinking about that.
yeah, it's multi-level.
Like it could completely get rid of like traffic jams because you can go up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
But then how do you navigate that?
Yeah, like it's multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
It's like it's 3D fucking traffic and like how do you navigate that shit? It's not too hard when you're thinking of just like the specific layers, like let's say you're on the 25th floor layer of whatever building you're on, you're flying in those lanes. But like how do you navigate you going from one layer to the other? Are there lanes for that? And it's like that would be madness. And I don't think people could handle that
Yeah, you
shit.
would think it's got to be a lot of autopilot, but it looks like he's doing it on his own.
You know what movie had some pretty cool like futuristic traffic in it? Do you remember
Hmm.
Minority Report?
A little bit, yeah.
Like they weren't flying cars per se, but they did have freeways that went like completely vertical and would go up, but everything was autopiloted in that. So like they didn't have to control it. But that was pretty cool. Like it was still on roads, but the roads were more futuristic. They went vertical and they had like different degrees of angles and shit like that. I thought that was a pretty badass movie when it came to space traffic. But yeah, this is just madness. This is like fucking Back to the Future Part 2. Like it's just madness. Flying cars everywhere. There's no rhyme or reason where these cars go. I don't understand how they don't have traffic accidents constantly, just constantly. I actually think this part of the movie is pretty well written overall, as far as like the four parties going after the stones.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a really fun scene. And then them all trying to show up as Corbin Dallas.
Yes,
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first you get Cornelius's son going there as Corbin Dallas.
Mhm.
Then Corbin Dallas gets there because they fucking knocked him out, and he woke up and he got there nice and quick.
Yep.
And then you have the Mangalores.
Shape shifting.
So that scene at first, I thought like they shapeshifted into who they thought Corbin Dallas was.
Right.
Right. And I thought I didn't quite understand that in the past, and I had to watch it one or two more times
Mhm.
to kind of understand what happened. Zorg, he wanted to send somebody onto the ship to get the stones, and he knew that Corbin Dallas he wins the trip to Floston Paradise, and it was rigged by the
Mhm.
Federation,
Mhm.
right? As soon as Zorg gets that information, he's actually the one who sends police over to do that check in the hallways, right? Where there's like, put your hands up on the thing and identify yourself.
Yeah.
And Corbin, I guess, didn't have his name tag on his wall, which I don't remember him switching it. He put his name tag on somebody
The
else's
next
wall.
door, yeah.
On the next door neighbor's wall. I don't remember him switching that. I want to say, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think that there were a lot of deleted scenes for this movie, so there might be some continuity errors.
Okay.
But we don't see how Corbin's name got attached to the other one, because when he puts his things on the wall, he's like, are you human? He says, no, I am a meat popsicle. And I don't know if he was fucking joking
Yeah.
or like there's actually meat popsicle aliens in this movie. There's weird aliens, so I mean there could completely be meat popsicles. But they scan the neighbor's door.
Look right there. He's handing her the name tag that's in the door right there. This is a scene where Leeloo wakes up from the kiss and has a gun pointed at Corbin. And he just gave her his taxi name tag. And
That's how they find him later. I know that they use that to find him later. I don't know if they're the ones who put that on the door. But
maybe we'll see in a little bit.
yeah, but Zorg sends the officers to go retrieve Corbin Dallas. So those are dirty officers that were in that scene. And they find Corbin's name on that dude who goes up to the fucking door and he's like, "Smoke you!"
Yeah.
Right? And, and it's like, bad answer. So they steal that dude. And when they steal that dude, they call Zorg's henchman, the black dude, and they say, it's like, "We got him."
Yeah.
So then the black dude, in his head, he knows that he can go to the airport and pretend to be Corbin Dallas because he knows that Corbin's not going to show up because he thinks the cops just caught him. And then right after that, the Mangalores kill the cops and steal that guy. And now they know who to look like. So they shapeshift into that dude and they go to the airport to try to be Corbin Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 4 people trying to be Corbin Dallas, including Corbin himself, at the airport. So that is a clever scene.
Yeah.
I think there were a couple pieces during that whole scenes of explanation that got a little bit lost that I didn't quite understand. But I finally picked it up in this last rewatching. And it was just that little part with like the cops and that they were working for Zorg and the name tag going onto the other door. Because you don't see how the name tag actually gets put on the other door as far as I remember.
Yeah. Definitely a good point. If there's deleted scenes, could be missing some stuff.
You know what's pretty funny? That scene, the way that Zorg's guy, finds out about the Flossed in Paradise and the stones being there. The way he finds out is he puts a camera on a little roach. Remember?
I remember. Yeah.
He's walking through walking through the Federation's room or whatever, and he's spying on the president. I actually don't think it's a bad idea to put a camera on an insect, but when it comes to fucking insects, a roach is going to be the most noticeable fucking bug ever. Because, like, you can see a fly flying around the room, and you'll dismiss it and almost immediately. It's like, whatever. It's just a fly. It's just a fly. A butterfly, it's like, oh, that's pretty. You might look at it because it's pretty, but it's just a butterfly. But when you see a roach in your house, on your wall, what's the first fucking thing you want to do?
Kill it.
Kill it.
Yeah.
It could be literally across the fucking room 30 feet away from you. And if you see a goddamn roach, you want to kill it.
Yep.
Just immediately. You don't look at it and be like, oh, it's just a roach. No, you want to murder that fucking thing. That was the worst insect they could have put it on. They could have put it on any other insect and it would have done better, and they put it on a goddamn roach. Whose idea was that? Why do you think the president wanted the operation to be discreet? Because he says at one point, it's like, I want you to send your best man. No big mission, no huge operation. Make it as discreet as possible.
Yeah.
Why did he want to? Because all that did is it made it harder to retrieve the stones. That's all it did. It just made it harder by sending one man who had to go on a secret mission and fucking pose as somebody who had won a trip to Flossed in Paradise. And then he had to deal with Ruby Rod because he didn't want to deal with Ruby Rod, but Ruby Rod had a show to do, and he was supposed to be hanging out with the person who won the trip to Flossed in Paradise, right? Like, why do you think he wanted it to be a discreet mission? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if you have items, whatever the items are, and those items are supposed to save the entire fucking universe, and you have a ball of fire that wants to fucking murder you, and you only have so much time to retrieve them, you would think that you would fucking get a ship full of soldiers, go there, get the shits to make sure that nothing bad happens, especially if Mangalores try to fuck with them again, because they don't know why the Mangalores did what they did. So you go there, you get them, you take them to the fucking pyramid, you put them down, you have this newly created Leeloo chick, you put her in the center, boom, mission accomplished. But instead, they were like, let's send one person undercover and let's make it as complicated as possible.
So trying to think of what could that reason be. I mean, I guess besides just like having like a little all-out battle, people dying, I don't know. Maybe they don't want to endanger people.
Well, I don't. That's a good point. Like
He knows the stones were going to be on that ship.
who would have gotten in their way though? Like nobody on that ship was militant and hated the Federation, and like it wasn't like they were invading some, like North Korea or something
Yeah.
like that. Like North Korea had the stones, and North Korea, nobody's coming in here. It was a fucking cruise ship. Like everybody, like it was.
Should have been easy
It
for
should have
the
been easy.
military
It's like,
takeover.
yeah, you just go there real quick. It's like, sorry to intrude. We're here to meet with this woman real quick. You send a few soldiers. Like, real simple affair. I don't understand why they needed to be discreet. The only thing I could think of, this is the only thing I could think of, is either number one, they knew somebody was monitoring their actions, and they knew somebody knew where the stones were. They thought the stones were with the Mondoshiwan ship, and the fact that they weren't and that they were wrong, if somebody was monitoring their actions, they wanted to keep it very hush hush as to where the new location of the stones were, and send one person undercover. Maybe that's what it was, okay? Which that didn't work because the roach saw everything. Or maybe they figured that that giant ball entity was tracking what they were doing.
Because they had a lot of the military just watching the ball. There's a few scenes of just military just hovering right in front of the ball, or just
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it
How much
wasn't
they
even
wanted to
moving for a while.
Yeah.
It only started moving later on when they get the stones. And then it's like, oh, I better fucking hurry up and go destroy them. But yeah, it was just sitting still for a while. It was growing, but it was just sitting still.
Yeah, I don't know how big the military was, if they didn't want to split off from the ball, but don't know. It's a good question. That's a good point.
You know what's a pretty funny part that I really like?
Hmm.
And it's just stupid and random, but whenever he brings in Cornelius, why did he bring Cornelius in?
That's that priest right there.
Yeah,
The
the priest.
yeah.
The priest Cornelius. Zorg brings in Cornelius.
Yeah.
Right? He brings him in, and I think he brought him in because he wanted to see if he knew where the stones were.
Okay.
Because he opens up the box, the stones aren't in there, right? And he's pissed off, and he knew Cornelius knew about it.
Yeah.
But I also think he knows that Cornelius did not have them. So that's why, number one, he didn't kill him. And he didn't kill him because he saves his life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Choking on the cherry or whatever.
He's choking on the cherry, which is a fucking funny random scene,
Yep.
But what I was thinking, I was like, when he's sitting there going crazy choking, and he's like pressing buttons, and there's cards and shirts coming out of his desk, and there's robots sweeping up the floor, and all that bullshit. The last thing that happens is on his desk opens up a cabinet with like a little fucking elephant creature, like a little elephant.
Looks like from the dinosaur show.
Yeah.
What's the name of that show?
It was called Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, yeah.
It was called Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a little creature in there, and the creature looked like it was actually trying to help him a little bit. It couldn't, but it was, and he's like just sitting there dying. I was wondering, like, what the fuck is that creature, and what does he use it for, like, on a regular, like, what's its actual use? Like, is it a dick sucking? Is it a dick sucking elephant? Like little pocket size.
He's got a little vacuum around his nose. Yeah.
Other than that, it's like, what the fuck is that thing?
He brings it out again later. He's just petting it. So I mean,
is he really?
Yeah, he does bring it out later in the movie. He's just chilling with it, petting it. But
I may have missed that. Yeah. So is that supposed to be like his evil white cat?
I guess
like villains have an evil white, like a white cat that they sit there, like Dr. Evil style or some shit like that. Is that what it's supposed to be?
That's what it looked like. But also, like, before that, he's just like locked up in his desk until he hits a button. It's a weird little like thing. It almost looked like it was going to be like a food disposal or something like that, like like a trash disposal. That's what I thought at first. But
didn't they do that in the Flintstones? Remember in the movie The Flintstones, they had like a garbage disposal or like a trash disposal, I think, in the sink, and it led down to like a little.
That's probably what reminded me of something like that.
Underneath that was like all full bellied when they got full. Maybe it was something like that. But I was watching it and I'm like looking at that little fucking thing and I'm like, what the fuck is that thing supposed to even be for? Besides like, hey, look at that little creature. Like, oh, that shit was fucking funny.
So Zorg here, I think he's a pretty good bad guy in this. Pretty weird, and
I was just gonna say, like, what do you think of Zorg as a villain?
I think it's good. I mean,
He's
his acting,
he's pretty good,
his
right?
yeah, his character.
He's fucking weird, but
Yeah,
he's
it's weird.
good.
He puts on like an accent here and there. Um,
Like, how did Gary Oldman
and that's
even like get into this? Like,
yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, I didn't even realize. I guess it's so old. He looks so different and young. I didn't even realize that was Detective Gordon.
yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't even
yeah,
like click.
yeah. Gary Oldman, Oldman, dude, he's got some fucking mad range in
Yeah.
a lot of it. Like, I think his biggest transformations or whatever you want to call them, as
Hmm.
far as like him playing other characters, are the fact that he played this character, which
Hmm.
is so different than like a normal guy like Detective Gordon.
Hmm.
And then he also played like a fucking almost like Jamaican dreadlock gangster in True Romance. Did you ever see True
No.
Romance?
If I did, I don't remember any of it.
I saw it once. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I do remember that it was pretty cool, but that's about all I remember.
Hmm.
But he comes out in it as this like Jamaican Rastafarian bad guy. And I've seen scenes with him in it, and
Hmm.
pictures of him, and it's just like, holy shit, that's Gary Oldman. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy looking. Here, I'll show you a picture real quick.
So yeah, as far as we're concerned, like he is like the main bad guy. He's the main, I would say, the protagonist of the movie because yeah, you got that big floating orb, but they don't explain it. They showed him for like about 6 seconds throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, like that's
So
like he is the villain for
yeah,
sure. He's the
yeah,
villain because you can't have the villain just be some fucking apocalypse ball.
yeah,
Like it just can't be that.
yeah,
That's definitely the scary big baddie in the sky, but that's not the fucking villain. He's really the fucking villain,
yep,
and he plays a really good villain.
yeah. I agree. He does a good job. Um, Always got to have a good villain for a movie.
For sure.
Yep.
That is a key recipe in any movie that is going to be considered at least somewhat an action movie. Because if you're going to have an action movie, that means you're going to have a hero. So if you're going to have a hero, you need a badass villain. And even though Zorg and Corbin never even cross paths in this movie, when you think about it, they never even see each
Really?
other. Yeah, they don't. They never even see each other. They do not share the screen one time in this entire movie.
Dang.
Not once. The only time they come close was at the very end. He goes to the ship himself. But by the time he's getting on the ship, Corbin's getting off.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then, he goes
That's
kablooey.
funny.
Yeah, but they don't even share scenes, and yet somehow they wrote a movie with this fucking weird dude who is completely eccentric, played by Gary Oldman, who never sees the hero, and yet he's a pretty fucking memorable badass
Yep.
villain. Like
Yep.
he has that much character.
Yep.
Do you think? I don't know because haven't read like the original screenplay or anything like that, and I think the screenplay might have been based off of the book. I don't remember exactly, but. Do you think that in the original screenplay, Zorg was written with that much character and personality, or do you think like Gary Oldman probably
Brought it there.
brought it there?
Yeah, I have no idea. I've never even read a screenplay before, so I don't know how much different it is from the movies, and how much I don't know how much the actor can change it. I mean,
That's a really good question. I honestly think it's a completely fluid process. Like you could have a director who wants scenes and behavior to be exactly as it was written because maybe he's the one who wrote it and he's that dedicated, or he reads a script but then he has a vision in his head,
mhm.
and then he wants the actors to act whatever vision he has in his head. Okay? Or you have some directors who have a vision but they know that they're working with like a level of professional to where they kind of let them find the character, and then when they see what they like, it's like boom, that's it. I want you to keep doing that. Let's
Mhm.
like more of that. So it's completely random, I think, from movie to movie.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out! Look, this was Gary Oldman in True Romance. He looks like fucking Busy Bone.
Looks like a little bit like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like if Busy Bone was auditioning for Pirates of the Caribbean, that's who Gary Oldman
Yeah, I would
was.
never connected that being Gary Oldman.
You do know who Busy Bone is, right? Here,
Uh,
look, I'll show you who Busy Bone
A
is.
rapper? I don't know.
Yeah, he's with Bone Thugs and Harmony, but yeah, like that's who he looks like to me.
Where was Bruce Willis in his career at this point? I mean, was this
This is
97,
96.
96? One of the Die Hard movies
This is 96 or
between,
97. 97, sorry.
yeah.
I know for sure at this point in time, he's made Die Hard 1, he's made Die Hard 2, he's made Die Hard 3.
Oh, just a quick note here. He's smoking with a box of matches, and he's down to 2 matches. And I was bringing up where he's at in his career. Like, how hard do you think it was hard for him to get on board for a movie like this? I mean, how do you pitch this kind of crazy movie, this kind of crazy scenario to Bruce Willis? Was he at a high point of his career where he only went to blockbusters? Was he starting to dip? It's like, I'll take anything.
I'm gonna say that he was probably still at a pretty high point in his career. Like
Yeah.
Bruce Willis was the man for quite a while, and he stays the man for a while even after this movie.
Yeah.
So he doesn't start to dip until way later on. Because I mean, when did Sixth Sense come out?
True.
Like
Yeah,
Sixth Sense, Unbreakable.
Yeah.
You know, like those are pretty heavy duty movies. He made a Die Hard 4. I think that did pretty well. There was Die Hard 5, but fuck that movie. That's a piece of shit movie. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Maybe not the worst movie, but it's pretty fucking bad. Right? It's not even worth talking about. I think he made a movie called Last Man Standing before this. I think that was kind of a basic action movie. It wasn't anywhere near as good as this. He made another movie with, what was it called? A movie with Damon Wayans. Oh, God damn it! I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it is a pretty good movie. The Last Boy Scout.
I know the name.
Yeah, The Last Boy Scout. He made that movie. That was pretty decent. I think he did make a pretty big flop at some point during this time period called Hudson Hawk, which a lot of people don't really talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it once. I remember thinking it was funny when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it again, and everybody talks shit about it.
I was also just checking up the sales of Fifth Element box office. Seems like it did pretty good worldwide, 263 million. I think it's pretty good back then.
Yeah, this movie had a budget of about $90 to $95 million, and it did over 260. So it was a success.
Most of it was international.
That's how it is for most movies, though.
I see that nowadays for sure, but I think the older movies was more domestic for these American movies.
The whole international thing probably started in the 90s, like late 80s, early 90s, like that. Started putting movies out to a more worldwide market. But yeah, there are a lot of old movies that it was mainly domestic. So whenever we get onto the ship, that's when we first get introduced to Ruby Rod.
He almost carries the movie.
Dude, that probably just answers my question. Is Ruby Rod the best character in the movie?
Yeah.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like the best fucking character in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they came up with Ruby Rod. How the fuck do you come up with that?
Uh-huh.
It's fucking psycho. Like, I mean, Chris Tucker, dude, he was amazing as Ruby Rod. He fucking killed it.
Uh-huh.
Like, what was he channeling into himself when he created the character of Ruby Rod? Because there's no fucking way that somebody wrote this type of character on a fucking page. And like you read it and it's like, oh, I can absolutely see what we ended up getting. Like, dude. Now I did hear at some point that they originally wanted Prince to be Ruby Rod, and while he looks kind of the part, there's no fucking way that Prince would have ever been able to do anything near as badass as what Chris Tucker ended up doing. Dude, he's like, he carried, like the moment he hits the screen, he literally carries the entire goddamn movie from start to finish. You know what I think is kind of funny? Is they bring Ruby Rod into the picture, right? And he's just a radio personality, but somehow he becomes part of the team all the way to the end of the fucking movie.
Yeah, he follows them all the way to the temple.
Yeah, like he doesn't like go on a different ship. Like I'm going on this other ship. Fuck this. I'm not going with you guys. Yeah. No, he follows them all the way to the end, and he even helps them at the very fucking end. What is your favorite scene with Ruby Rod? It's kind of hard because he's got a lot of fucking good ones.
So from watching it earlier in the week, I mean, just him first coming into the scene where he's like giving autographs with like a paintbrush and just like spills wine on people's autograph page.
that whole first intro when he pops in, he's doing his whole fucking just like radio spiel.
Uh-huh.
Like that's really good. And
Yeah.
then how afterwards he's getting mad at Corbin because he's like, what was
One
that?
word.
What
Yeah.
was that? Like,
Yeah.
you had no fire, no passion, no nothing. You know?
That would be me. I'd be that'd be me.
You'd be Corbin.
Yeah, one word. So I'm coming out right now. I feel like I'm just like on this.
No, it's going great. It's going great.
But that's good. And then even when he's like the guns fight going on, him with the bomb counting to 10,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. Dude,
Uh,
my favorite understated scene is the scene where he's trying to find the stones inside the diva.
Uh-huh.
Right? He's trying, and she just got shot by a fucking rocket or something, and she's dying or
Yeah.
she's dead. But she just told Corbin that the stones are in me.
Uh-huh.
So he's trying to figure out what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
But then they get interrupted by a Mangalore who holds a gun to his head,
Uh-huh.
and he manages to fucking Steven Seagal him to the ground and puts a gun to the Mangalore's head. And he's like, Ruby, put your hand on this gun.
Yeah.
Hold it, right?
That's another good scene.
He's holding the gun.
Corbin,
and while he's like, what do we do? If he moves, pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And then I forgot what happened that kind of like startled Ruby
Yeah.
Rod, but he accidentally fucking pulls the trigger and shoots him in the head. And he's like, ah! He's like, you think he's gonna be okay? You know what's a pretty good scene before they even get onto the ship? That it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, how they take the time to put in a lot of fun, just like little scenes into the movie, just to build the entertainment value of it. Is and they didn't have to do this at all, but you know what's kind of a cool scene is whenever they're about to launch and they're doing all the prep work to launch the ship, and you got those Jamaican dudes. He's like, bring some heat, man. Let's get some heat, and they're taking out the depleted radioactive nuclear core of the ship, and they're putting in a new one, and then they have guys with flamethrowers fucking like
Killing those parasite
killing
things.
all those parasites that apparently plague ships, you know, and the mechanical parts of the ship bugs or whatever you want to call them. You know, it's like, bring some heat, man. They're just sitting there just blowing fire and stuff like that. I was like, that's a nice touch.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, we know that this ship runs off of a radioactive core. We know they have parasites just like Titanic probably had rats, you know, like shit like that, right? So it's kind of cool.
Even now they're doing the boarding onto the ship, and they're in the airport, and it's just like the background is a wall of garbage. It's just like random stuff like that, just to add to the world, to the environment.
I wonder if they did that because it was easier to build an airport scene with just a wall of garbage.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean,
clever
make
way
it
of
smaller.
building it. Yeah, made it. They could use it. They could do it in a smaller room. They didn't actually need a big airport, so they just had a wall of garbage around. So we'll just say that like they're doing some demolition. They have all this garbage. You never know when it comes to movie production. They do all kinds of crazy shit just to make it happen.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, you know, instead of doing something clever like that, and they're just gonna put everything on a fucking green screen, you know, and yeah, you could show the whole station and stuff, but when you're watching it, you know it's fake. When you're watching this, unless you're seeing an actual space scene, everything looks pretty real. When they get onto the cruise ship, Leeloo, she automatically is able to kind of find the diva. It's almost as if they were like telepathically
Yep, there was a scene like that.
connected with each other, right? And they convey to Leeloo that she's going to give her the stones after the performance. So had she not got hit with the fucking rocket through her stomach, she was going to give the stones to Leeloo. How? Did you ever think that? Like,
No.
How was she going to give those stones to Leeloo? If he's hiding those motherfuckers inside herself, was she going to shit them out?
Throw them up.
Was she going to throw them up? Was she going to fucking pull them out of her, like, vagina? Her fucking blue space vagina? Like, did she have, like, a hatch in her back that nobody knew about? Like, how was she going to get them out?
I mean, I guess they could do anything to alien. We don't know their biology. Does it even have a stomach? Does it
Like,
have?
like reverse regurgitate like a snake or something?
Yeah, it could be anything. The thing had tentacles off her back and head. We don't know the inside stomach, butthole. We
I
don't
know.
know
I
nothing
just
about
like
it.
what I'm saying is like I don't think it's necessarily preposterous. Because what I'm saying is I would have liked to have seen it. they sh- they should have shown it in a deleted scene or something like her pooping them out in a corner and then handing them to Leeloo.
Nobody wants to see that. That would have ruined the movie right there.
What did you think of her song, the Diva's song?
It has a good scene with it. Once it picked up the pace, I thought it was cool. It was kind of clever how the action started picking up at the second half of the song. I thought it was a good scene.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I never really like thought it was amazing or anything like that.
Yeah.
But now I start to get more annoyed by it singing. Like, it's like, man, fuck opera. Like, fuck this girl singing.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely the slow at the beginning, but for some reason Corbin gets all like emotional just listening to her. But
yeah, because he thinks it's all beautiful and shit. Whatever. That's weak. Corbin doesn't have feelings like that. Don't ever have your hero have feelings like that when he thinks opera is beautiful. There's other ways to show that your hero has feelings, you know, and it shouldn't be watching opera. That's for sure. That's bullshit. You know, I remember this movie being one of not the first, but like one of the first kind of sets of like movies that I watched on DVD.
mm-hmm.
The reason I know that is because before DVD, there wasn't slow mo because you couldn't slow mo on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, and when you would pause, remember it would have like those static lines,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't clear.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there were a small handful of movies that me and my friend Rick, we would pause and we would do slow mo. And I remember us being kind of like in awe as to how clear the image was whenever we would pause a DVD. Because before DVDs, we were used to pausing VHSs.
Yeah.
And you'd have those staticky lines, right? So like, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because I do remember that we would pause and slow-mo the scene where she would get hit by the fucking rocket because we wanted to see what the hell happened. Like, what the hell happened? It was so fast. It happened so fast in the blink of an eye that you don't really kind of catch what she got hit by.
Yeah.
And we slowed it down, and you could, like, literally see, like, almost frame by frame, like, a quick little, like, thick rocket passing through her.
Yeah, I would have thought it was just like a bullet or something, but
Yeah,
it left a big hole.
I think there was like flame to it or something, like a flame or a spark to it. So I think it was like a little like rocket, like a guided rocket or some bullshit. But I remember like, but I do remember us watching that part in slow motion and freeze framing it.
Yeah.
And us being impressed, in awe with like how amazing the quality was. It's like, holy shit, look how clear it is. It's amazing. Now, like,
Do you still got that DVD?
nah, I don't even think it was my DVD. But do I have this movie on DVD? Maybe. I do have quite a few. Not quite a few. I probably have a good maybe like 40, 50 DVDs or something like that. And then like I have a VHS collection too. I probably have like 40 VHSs or so back there. And I have my old VCR back there. Yeah. The last time I used it, it worked. So as far as I'm concerned, that motherfucker probably still works back there. It's covered in dust. I'm not going to plug it in anytime soon. It'll probably catch on fire with all the dust. But that motherfucker probably works.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I remember how to hook up a fucking VCR. You had to hook it up with like that coax cable.
It had the three. Didn't it have the red, white, and yellow plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So like, what was it? So you could either hook it up with coax cable, or was the coax thing so that you can like hook your cable TV service through the VCR to the TV.
That sounds right.
I think it was something like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. But it had I don't know if mine has, I think it probably just has the composites, the yellow, red, and white.
It's color coded. It's easy.
And TVs still have that shit in the back, don't they? Do they still have that shit? Like, your TV at home. You have a pretty big fucking
Yeah.
nice TV.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
if
don't
that
think
TV has those RGBs or the composites?
I
over
would
that?
guess no, but I don't remember looking for them. I mean, well, I know some sound systems have the left and right, so maybe they do because I know like
For audio, because
yeah,
audio still uses that
yeah,
shit.
yeah. So they might.
That'd be crazy if anybody's still actually like using those ports on their TV for video. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, now I want to do a little shit talking
All right.
about Leeloo.
Okay.
Okay, looking back, I've always liked Leeloo. Like, she's a cool character. She's a fun character. She's cute. She's funny. You know, Corbin likes her. They get along real well. And yeah, she's supposed to be a badass, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's also kind of full of shit, and she's also kind of fucking weak when you think about it. So, okay, in the movie, when they first get onto the spaceship together that's going to Floston Paradise, they get into the sleeping pod where they put the entire ship to sleep, right?
Yeah.
And in that scene, Leeloo says to Corbin, it's like, you no worry, me supreme being, me protect you,
Uh-huh.
right? That's big fucking game talk. She's over here saying, I'm the supreme being and I'm going to fucking protect you, okay? Because I'm going to be able to just beat up whoever's in our way and I can handle whatever situation comes, right? Okay? Fast forward, once shit goes down and the Mangalores start invading the ship, because the Mangalores, they do what I think the Federation should have done. They brought a fucking team and just took over the ship. Now, I'm not saying the Federation should have came and taken over the ship and killed everybody, okay? But there's literally nothing wrong with just going there with a team and getting the fucking stones.
Yeah.
And they almost succeeded had Corbin not been there.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point, the Mangalores are searching for the stones inside the diva's room.
Mm-hmm.
The diva's just been killed. Leeloo's very upset about it. She's very pissed. Oh, you know what she was really pissed about? I don't think she was necessarily pissed about the diva. She was pissed because the Mangalores had killed the Mondo Shiwan. And those were her people.
Mm.
Like the Mondo Shiwan were the ones who took care of her remains or whatever. Like those were her people. So she had like a quick flashback of the Mangalores firing on the Mondo Shiwan ship and murdering them. So she decides to go beat the shit out of them. And that's when you cue the scene where like, okay, the scene was taking place while she was beating up the Mangalores. Okay, so the
opera scene?
Yeah, the diva hadn't died yet. Because when the diva starts singing, you have Corbin watching, and then you have Leeloo fighting the Mangalores inside the diva's room. And she goes in there, and she does whoop all their ass. Yeah, she does. She whoops all their ass. Now, I will say, the martial arts in the movie has not aged very well. It's pretty bad. She does a few Bruce Lee backhands, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Some really bad kicks and an okay blocking scene where she's blocking some shots with her arm, but then like a slap punch.
That was annoying. That slap.
It was fucking, and like reach back hit punch.
Yeah.
It was really fucking stupid. And so like, but she does beat everybody's ass.
I guess she learned those moves and that slap because she learned everything from the internet yesterday.
Yep.
So the slapping, the punching, I guess she sees whatever television show or whatever movie came before her, whatever that was from, Three Stooges or something. But that's where she learned her fighting from.
She learned her fighting. Okay.
From the internet.
So
the day before.
She learned her fighting from the Three Stooges, and either way, she does beat the shit out of the Mangalores. Okay, cool. All right, so we get that first semblance in the movie, that first idea in the movie that, okay, she's the supreme being, she's a badass, right? But then what happens immediately after that? Right after she handles all of them, Zorg comes in because he's looking for the stones too. And had Leeloo not been there, he was about to kill all the Mangalore and try to get the stones for himself. But he sees Leeloo. So what he does is he starts shooting at her. She's running, she's dodging the bullets, and then she manages to climb up into the fucking vent of the ceiling to get away. And then for the next like minute or two, it's Zorg trying to shoot her while in the ceiling. And
he gets a couple hits.
Did he hit her? Okay,
Yeah.
I think he hit her maybe once.
How many bullets can you take?
One in the shoulder, John. But okay, One hit in the shoulder, and you know what she does from that? She starts crying. She starts begging for
She's
somebody to help
she's a
her.
2-year-old. She's never felt pain before.
She breaks down.
She's a woman. What do you expect?
That's what happens when you have a female here. She breaks down. She fucking passes out. She
Loss
has
of blood.
All I see is one wound on her shoulder. Whenever they're in the ship and like Corbin is tending to her, he's putting pressure on just her shoulder. So if she was really fucking filled with bullet holes, she wouldn't have lived. She would
Bro, have you
died.
seen that gun? That gun shoots bullets. I don't know guns, but it's a big mag, whatever
But
caliber shot.
It hit her in the shoulder. Now I'm not
If
saying
a 50 cal hits you in the shoulder, it's gonna hurt.
I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt to get hit in the shoulder. What I'm saying is, if you're the hero of the movie, you're gonna get banged up. You're gonna get like fucking like think of every Die Hard movie you've ever seen. Dude, he's fucking covered in blood and soot and ash and cuts and bullet holes by the end of the movie, and he's still limping his way to victory. He doesn't just fucking cry in a corner and then pass out. And then at the end of the movie, I hate to jump there just yet, when he really needs her, she's like already given up on life. Like she's just giving up on life. While she's on the ship, in her most worst state, like she's in her most vulnerable state because she's been shot up by like probably one bullet. She probably got hit by like, was it scary? Yes. All those bullets flying by her in the vent. But I think she only got hit like once, maybe twice at the most. Okay. But while she's there and she's in this dramatic state, she decides to Google war. That was a ridiculous decision.
I don't remember. I remember she looks up war and gets all depressed, but I can't
because
remember
at
her.
the very end of that, she sees the atomic bomb.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like crying. She's crying and she's distraught and then she kind of just loses her hope for humanity altogether. It's like, what's the point? Right? It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Get your head in the game. What are you like? You are literally about to end the universe because you're having an emotional breakdown. Get it together.
When a child tells you they're going to be big and strong and the protector of the house, you don't take them for the word for word. You pat him on the head like, all right, dad'll be back in a little bit. That's exactly what that scene was.
I have literally seen movies where kids are more well put together and handle missions better than that. Think of Three Ninjas. If the kids in Three Ninjas had been like her, they wouldn't have been able to handle the kidnappers invading their home, the three surfer dudes. They wouldn't have been able to fight the fucking ninja master at the end of the movie. Like, those kids, even kids could have handled it better than her. Now, maybe you could be like, oh, she's only a couple days old, but she's a very advanced 2-year-old child. Okay?
Yeah,
She's a fully grown 2-year-old child who has learned the history of the world in an afternoon. She is plenty capable to rock and roll. Plenty capable. I mean, I think in Guardians, Adam Warlock was considered a child too. He was still beating ass through most of the movie. He was goofy, but he was still beating ass. He didn't cry in a corner. I'm just saying, like, she was a disgrace at the end of the fucking movie. She almost killed the universe because of her emotional breakdown.
I don't think anyone was expecting her to, endure or I don't know.
Oh, here's another thing. So when she's looking up war and she sees the atomic bomb and she like has her little fucking breakdown moment, it's like, bitch, you went through the A's. Did you not see the atomic bomb when you went through the fucking A's? Did you not see the hydrogen bomb when you went through the fucking H's? Like, quit lying. Did you did you not see Vietnam War when you went through the fucking V's? The Gulf War when you went through the fucking G's? Like, come on. Like, the Holocaust when you went through H?
Yeah.
She's full of shit. She can't just say that was like the moment she realized people were horrible and she didn't know before that. She's full of shit. You would think that she would have had a realization that humanity is flawed whenever she went through S's and found slutty bitches. What do you think Zorg was going to do had he actually found the stones? Like, okay, so I know I kept talking about his intentions, but what do you think he was physically going to do with the stones? Like, was he going to take them to the temple? Was he going to set them up? because he was only looking for the stones. He didn't care about Leeloo, obviously. He wasn't looking for Leeloo.
Yeah. Sounds like the evil was supposed to get in between the stones. So maybe go to the temple, get it ready, put the stones there. So however the evil is going to get down there, whether part of them departs from the ball of fire or what. But I guess get the stones ready for him. Yeah.
I wonder if, like, what kind of damage that ball could have caused if it wasn't able to perform the evil side of the ceremony. Because, like, let's say somebody destroyed the stones, because there's plenty of moments where the stones could have been destroyed throughout this movie. What if the stones had been destroyed? Obviously, we can't save the planet because the fucking ball of fire is going to come and just destroy us all just by ramming us, probably. But if he can't do the evil side of the ritual either, he can't end the universe. So do you think that maybe they could have possibly pulled like an Avengers Infinity War kind of scenario and tried to destroy one of the stones?
Boom, boom, boom. I think the ball would have just destroyed the whole Earth.
Yeah, but the gravity of the situation was not just riding on saving Earth. This is a universal movie.
Yeah, but humans, they want to protect themselves. They want to protect the Earth.
Yeah, but they were trying to stop him from like ending the entire
Yeah,
universe.
because the Earth is in the universe. If it was just like destroying everything but the Earth, they wouldn't have tried as hard.
I'm just saying it's kind of like a Thanos moment when you think about it.
Yeah.
It really is. So like the entire time they're trying to get the stones before Thanos. And once they realize that they're not going to be able to stop Thanos from getting all the stones, but before he can get his hands on the last one, they were like destroy
the
one
Mind
of the
Stone,
stones. Yeah, destroy one of the stones. So yes, he's going to be powerful, but he can't blink out half the universe. Okay? I think it could have probably could have been a similar situation. Yes, this thing's big and powerful, but at least it can't destroy the entire universe. So I wouldn't have been surprised if they had like a backup plan. Like, if we can't save the Earth, we're going to destroy one of these stones. That could have been just as...
Even if they were destroyable, I mean, they look like stones, but they could have been freaking...
Those things look like they were like basic ass fucking concrete paper mache. I don't think they were that heavy duty unless they had magic, which I guess they probably did.
Yeah.
Some sort of cosmic magic
Yep,
that kept them from being destroyed. Or maybe like they didn't even need the actual rock of the stone. Like if you destroyed them, the power is probably still in that like light prism that comes out of it. And I don't know.
It's all speculation.
It's all bullshit. You know what would have been funny? So whenever they go to the temple, they go to the temple at the end of the movie, and they're trying to hustle as fast as they can because the fucking big monster thing has taken... It's revved up its speed, and it's headed for Earth. It's going to basically try to get there before they can stop it, right? So that's where the 2-hour time limit comes at the end of the movie. There's like, you have 2 hours. And they're putting the stones down, and they don't know how to activate them. And then they end up activating one on accident. Cornelius' son, he accidentally exhales, and he turns one on. It would have been kind of funny if instead of exhaling on it, he's sitting there, he's like, I don't know what we're going to do. And like he turns around and he accidentally fucking cuts a big one and blows wind on it.
Only you.
That's a good joke. That is adult clever humor right there. That is sophisticated humor. Jokes.
It's right up there with Leeloo slapping this guy silly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Also, like, so we're at the scene. They just finished the opera song. I like the characters just in the crowd. That the Ruby dude, it's like going by and saying hello to like the death, little Mozart looking dude, and
oh yeah,
just little touches like that just adds to like the universal stuff. I like it.
I think it's pretty cool how many different types of aliens there were in this movie.
Yeah.
Like you don't really think about it because all the aliens, like they play their part so well, but there's a lot of goddamn aliens in this movie. Like, there's a lot of them. It's almost like comparable to almost like a Star Trek
Star
universe,
Wars,
Star Wars,
yeah,
Star
yep.
Trek, with how
I
many
mean, that's the vibe.
civilizations
Yeah,
there
that's the
are.
vibe of a lot of Star Wars. All the scenes up in space with the starships. Those starships look like they were like freaking taken straight from Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like straight. All right, here's Leeloo running away from Zorg. Similar times she gets shot.
You're gonna see that she gets shot approximately 0 times, but that we see blood on her and he's holding a wound on her shoulder, but you don't actually see her
Bro,
get
look how many
shot.
bullets are coming out of that thing.
But yet zero injury.
She got hit a lot.
She got hit almost not at all. Like bullet, like it's not like she got the shit beat out of her. You know, there can be a range of barely hurt to kind of hurt to really hurt to fucking almost dead when you're getting the shit beat out of you. But if you're getting shot, like it's a pretty fucking small margin between not hurt and dead. 2 bullets and she would have been dead. So we can't say that she was bullet riddled. You know, like she'd be dead at that point.
I'm just assuming it's a high caliber gun. One shot's enough to
I
mess
mean,
you up.
I'm gonna assume, yeah, it's probably like, a nice good rifling size or whatever. But he only uses the machine gun, and he never actually kills her. Like, he doesn't kill her.
No.
She gets it. The diva gets it way fucking worse. She gets shot in the goddamn gut, and her behavior is perfectly normal. Like her dying, like that's normal. She got shot. Okay, like so. She's not a little bitch. And even when she gets shot, she's still like, the stones are in me and you need to take care of her. So she's still very mission oriented.
Who would have thought to dig inside of her? Like, not me. The stones are in me. Like,
I mean, that's pretty gross. That's pretty gross. Also, I mean, I hate to have to go there, but let's say she says the stones are in me, and you get the idea that shit, they're inside her body. Would going through her stomach be the first way that you try to, get the stones out of her?
I mean, the hole's right in front of you. I think the stomach is safe
There
bet.
wasn't a hole in her stomach.
There is a hole in the stomach.
Oh, that's right. She gets shot.
Yeah.
That's right. Never mind. Okay. Had there not been a hole, let's say like rubble fell on her or something like that, right? She just got knocked out. Okay. Like, would he have been like shoving his fucking arm down her mouth, or like going up
The
the
other
urethra end, trying to get those stones out of her? Look, she's got one shot on her shoulder.
She's scared.
Supreme being.
You can't take the kid's word for word.
You would have thought that Zorg would have learned from the first time he opened a box and the
Yeah.
fucking stones
Yeah,
weren't there.
yep.
When he picked up that goddamn box and went all the way back to his fucking spaceship
Yep.
and then opens it and sees that they're not there again.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That's like, fool me once. You know what they say.
And I definitely did not remember how Zorg died. Little uneventful.
Yeah, I mean, he goes out pretty uneventfully.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically gets blown up by his own bomb.
Yep.
So, I mean,
And yeah, I do see now that he never even crosses path with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
It's wild.
yeah, which is crazy. What kind of action movie is that where you have them not never cross path?
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand the villain and the good guy never crossing paths until the very, very, very end.
Yeah.
That does happen sometimes. I'm not a fan when that happens, honestly. I don't really like when that happens, but it does happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But to never cross paths is wild.
Now, the only thing, if they're saying,
What kind of movie would we have had if Austin Powers never crossed paths with Dr. Evil? That's ridiculous.
Yep. Sometimes, I mean, the final scene can be cheesy, can be corny between the bad guy and the good guy. So I don't know. Maybe they had a scene of them crossing paths. Like, you know what, this ain't it. They cut it out.
This movie was firing on all cylinders, Sean. Okay, there's no way whatever scenario they would have fucking played out between the two of them would have been bad. This movie was rocking the shit. Okay,
It was.
damn near every decision they made with like casting in this movie was pretty goddamn perfect.
Freaking Corbin Dallas is like never misses right here. Look at that gun, straight from American Gladiator.
Is that what it's from?
That's what it looks like to me. Right? Those little Nerf guns, they have little
Yeah, that's true.
shields.
That's true.
We got the what are the Mangalores
The Mangalores, yes.
bringing a little Gatling gun into the ship, trying to shoot up Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin and the Mangalores are throwing down in the ballroom right now. Ruby Rod is running around. He's still doing his show the
Yeah,
entire time.
that's good.
That is a committed person right there.
Yep.
As scared as he is, and he is very fucking scared. Crazy scared.
Yep.
He's like he's screaming, his hooting, his hollering, he's crying, and he's he's terrified. And yet, not only is he like still doing his show, he's reporting on everything.
Yep.
Like right now, the Federation is getting all of their info
Yeah, it's
from the
true.
Ruby
The radio
Rod show.
show.
Not even from Corbin. Corbin's not reporting back to them at all. They're getting all of their information from the Ruby Rod show. That's how important his show is to the fucking Federation and the galaxy and just the universe as a whole. I actually prefer when an action movie finds little subtle ways to inject humor into it. I think it's better that way. I can appreciate an action movie that has no humor, for sure. And a lot of them are great. But I really think it's a skill to be able to inject a little bit of humor. And I think it's even more of a skill and really underrated when somebody is able to inject humor and not go overboard with it and make it too cheesy and make it too stupid. Because there are times, like in what comes to mind right off the bat is like the second Avengers movie. There were a lot of like cheesy ass parts to that movie. There were a lot of jokes that were like, they literally felt like they were forced into the situation just to constantly bring levity to the action. And it's just, and sometimes a little bit with Guardians of the Galaxy, sometimes a little bit with that. But that movie did it better. But this one, at no point do I ever really feel like the humor is forced. It's being forced upon us.
Yep.
It's all really, really good. I have a theory about that. You know that scientist dude who he's the one who like gets he gives Debo all the information on the fiery planet. He's doing the countdown at the end of the movie whenever the planet is about to smash into the temple.
The one that resurrects Leeloo in the test tube?
No, that guy had that was a different guy. I think he's a scientist. I don't know if he's a scientist or advisor or what, but like at the very end of the movie, he's doing the countdown because they have the 2-hour countdown and he's counting like 10, 9, 8. And everybody's like looking scared and panicked because they all think they're about to die. And he's also the one who says that whenever the ship that was floating in front of the fire planet, whenever it was about to fire upon the ship, they said that the texture of the surface of the death planet hardened up, right? It hardens up. And he's like, the planet is anticipating the attack. Anticipation denotes intelligence. And then Cornelius is like, yes, the most terrible intelligence imaginable, right? He's that guy, the guy who's like feeding little information to the president throughout the movie. He's like, he looks like a scientist. I don't know if he is, but it's that bald old guy, right?
Okay.
But anyway, my point is I have a theory that he's a fucking android.
Why is that? Just
because like to me, he comes across kind of like Data in Star Trek. Remember Data in Star Trek?
No.
He's that pale guy in the Star Trek, The Next Generation with Patrick Stewart. Even if you haven't seen the show, like
I have an idea.
Like he's the pale guy. Yeah. So he is a synthetic. He's an android, kind of like the androids in Aliens, right? So he's just a synthetic. I have a feeling, an inkling that dude is a synthetic because everything he says in the movie is very just mechanical throughout the entire movie. He's just feeding him data the entire time. He doesn't really he never gives his opinion on anything really. He doesn't really like convey any emotion.
Yeah.
And I really felt that at the very end when he's doing the countdown because everybody is fucking like terrified. Even Debo the president is like wincing. He's closing his eyes, almost like, he wants to cry because everybody's about to die, and everybody just looks sad. And he has a stone face, and he's just counting 5, 4. It's like, dude, you're counting down your own fucking death. You're not counting down like, fucking kickoff time at football. You're not counting down just something random. You're counting down your own death. And he has like stone face, and he's just like 4, 3, 2, 1. Feeling.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You're probably right. He is a android.
Yeah, and like it wouldn't be that crazy to think like to have in this movie when you think about it, because this movie is supposed to be very Star Wars, Star Trekian, right?
Yep.
And in both of those worlds, they have androids. Well, Star Wars, I don't remember if they had androids, but they definitely had robots. They had like sentient robots. You had your CP3O and the fucking, what's the other one's name?
R2,
yeah.
D2.
And then in Star Trek, they have synthetics, so I think he could have been an android.
I'll have to pay attention when that scene comes up.
Yeah.
That was the closest they ever got.
That was, yeah.
Bruce Willis just walked into an elevator and Zorg just walked out.
Yeah, so Zorg, when he gets to the cruise ship, he literally walks in just as Bruce Willis is stepping into an elevator, and that is the closest they ever got. Like 5 feet from each other, and they never even fucking knew it.
Zorg here disarming his own bomb.
Yeah, and then the Mangalore is going to start it back up with his fucking high school lock. He pulls out a lock straight from a high school locker, and he turns it. That I actually like that when movies do that kind of shit, and like I think almost every movie does it, but you don't have to manufacture some crazy ass prop for every fucking thing in the movie. Like the little card that he slid into the bomb to stop it at 5 seconds, that was probably a fucking like a credit card that they just put little circuits on. And then the lock, like the timer to start it back up, the Mangalore has, it's a fucking high school lock with a little red light on it. Like it's just it's simple shit. I remember there was a movie, oh, I know. You've seen V for Vendetta, right?
Yep.
You remember in V for Vendetta, whenever that head cop guy who's investigating the movie the entire time, he's a good guy, but he works for the Chancellor.
A little bit.
Right?
I don't remember much.
And he actually comes across V at the very end at the train, and he lets him go. He talks him into it and he lets him go.
Okay.
Anyway, there's this one scene in that movie where he's sitting in his office and he wants to talk. I think he's talking to his like lieutenant or whatever. And he's kind of describing all the events that he feel has happened. He's starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together, and he has this working theory. When he has that conversation, I want to say it's in that scene, he puts down this little thing that opens up, and it has a red light, and we're meant to believe that it's some sort of jammer, because everybody is under surveillance in that movie at all times. It's a totalitarian society. Everybody's under surveillance, so he doesn't want the Chancellor listening in on to what he's been figuring out. And it's a pretty good scene. It's actually a really good scene. But the reason I bring it up is because that little thing that he puts down to scramble everything, it was just a book light. It was a folding book light with a red light on it instead of a white light. Like, I remember having one of those book lights when I was a kid. I think my mom had one of those book lights. Like, you would click it and it would like fold out, and it would have a little light on it and a clip so you can clip it to your fucking book. It was just a book light with a red light on it. And it's like, it's shit like that. That's super clever. So you just take a dollar item and you just created a device for your movie that's going to help your movie get along. And it's a way to keep costs down. It's clever. I remember also, I think I remember reading or watching a video where they were talking about how, what movie was it? I want to say it was I think it was Aliens, or maybe it was either Aliens or James Cameron was working on an alien film. But James Cameron apparently besides being a great director, he was also known before that as being really clever and being a really like clever set designer. He could just come up with really good ideas. So like I remember like the wall of one of the spaceship's uh, hangars or whatever. It had like a weird bumpy texture to it, and I think he made that with like paper plates and like paint and shit like that. Like the wall was just paper plates. It was really fucking cheap. Like it was almost like they created an entire setting, visual setting that looked completely real for pennies. It's clever shit. Nowadays they won't go. They probably won't go through that trouble. Like they'll just CGI everything up. CGI is a crutch, John. It's a crutch.
Cheat code.
Yeah, it's a cheat code. It makes them lazy. It makes them not even try. And it sucks because now you're banking on whether or not this CGI not only is going to look good, but whether or not it's going to feel real in a movie. And a lot of times it doesn't. CGI can ruin some movies.
Yeah, but we've also got a lot of the best movies with CGI.
Yeah, I'm not saying CGI isn't necessary or important and I'm not even saying a movie shouldn't ever have CGI. It's just sometimes I think we get a little lazy with it. Like we use it for stuff that we don't necessarily have to. Like
Could be.
like build a set. Like
Because it all comes down to the money. Because it's cheaper.
CGI is expensive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking expensive. But I want to say it's easier, I think, on them because it's outsourced. You're outsourcing it to a company who is going to
It's time.
create all those effects for you. And I don't even know if it's necessarily faster either. It might be faster, but they don't have to do it. They just have to film, and somebody else will do that shit later. So it's just nicer because it's outsourced. I think it's kind of bullshit that he had to tell Leeloo that he loved her first before she decided to save the planet. It's like, no, I'll save the planet when you say you love me. It's like you're gonna say that you love me first, and then I'll save everybody. She was holding the universe hostage just to force Corbin to express his feelings. That's manipulation, John. That is the beginning of a toxic relationship, as they would say. You know, so after they end up saving the planet and all is well, I guess like they're both kind of beat up and spent from having, you know, gotten their asses whooped and whooped other people's asses. So they're in that reactor core, making out or whatever.
Yeah.
And the president's like, "Where are my two heroes?" It's like, "Oh, they were so spent from the mission or whatever. We put them in the reactor to blah 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 to rest." And he's like, "I have a million more interviews after this or meetings after this." And so he goes and checks on them, and they're in there kissing or whatever. It would have been pretty fucking hilarious if they were like just straight up having hard ass sex. Okay, now is the time where we rate the movie ourselves. The formula is always going to be the same. 2 judges, 5 judging criterias. Me and my co-host are going to rate the movie 1 out of 10 across 5 different criterias. If I'm hosting the show myself, then my AI assistant Skynet will be my second judge. When we're done throwing out all of the scores, we'll add them all together, divide by 10, and bam, that'll be the movie's official movie buff rating. The 5 different judging criterias are as follows. First, the Pulitzer criteria. This score refers to the quality of the movie's story, plain and simple. Then, the Shakespeare criteria. This refers to how good the acting is in the movie. The Scorpion criteria. This has to do with how well a movie hooks you and pulls you in. Does it keep you engaged? The Encore criteria, one of the most important criterias of all. This refers to a movie's replay value. Just how rewatchable is it? And the most important of all, the Highlander criteria. This refers to the movie's ability and probability to live on forever. Will this movie be remembered in 10 years? Will people be quoting it in 20 years? Will people still be rewatching it 40 years later? Okay, John, the Pulitzer criteria. This refers to the quality of the movie's story. What would you rate The Fifth Element story 1 out of 10?
I'm going to start off in my head. I mean, it's not, I don't think the best story. I mean, it's just a big ball of evil coming down. We don't even really know much about it. And then this girl is gonna be the fifth element, and love's supposed to stop it.
It is cheesy. That's like a
I'm not the story. I'm not dying to look into the lore and backstory of it. Um, I mean, I guess it's there to get the movie going, start to finish. So, story of Fifth Element, I'll give it a 5.
Okay.
I'm not impressed with it, I guess.
okay. I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like the overall like purpose of the movie is a little on the cheesy kind of dumb side. It's what do they call it? What do they call? There's a word. There's a word that movies use when they refer to like the thing that they're the whole fucking movie is kind of centered around like getting or whatever, like a MacGuffin.
MacGuffin.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
it's a movie term. The MacGuffin, it's a word for an object, person, or goal that drives a movie's plot. Okay, just that thing that all the plot is centered around, like the gauntlet or whatever in Infinity, like what the stones or whatever. It's just we don't really give a shit too much about the thing, but we care about what they're doing to get the thing, right? So the MacGuffin of the movie is pretty cheesy and stupid. I'll admit that. The big fucking ball of fire, that's as generic of a bad guy as you can get, for sure. And the whole love thing at the end, pretty gay. I mean, whatever. I don't think a movie would do that nowadays, but that was something that they did back in the like 90s and maybe even 80s eras. They used the whole remember it's a dumb movie, but I like it. But remember Ernest Scared Stupid?
A little bit, yeah.
Right? Where like it's the Ernest movie taking place with Halloween with the evil trolls or whatever that. How did he end up killing the troll at the end of the movie?
Is it Milk?
He thought Milk did kill trolls, but it didn't kill the main troll.
Okay.
The way he had to kill the main troll was with the love of a child. So like he started to like kiss and dance with the troll, and then it ended up like melting or something like that. I forgot exactly, but it was really fucking stupid. Now, granted, that movie is kind of like a dumb kids movie, but that's the kind of shit they did back then. Yeah. So this kind of fits into that, So yes, I agree. Okay, but when you think about the story arcs with all the characters and how clever everything took place throughout the movie, I do really like that. So like, like when we were talking about the, like all the people converging on the stones and, and all the different scenes in the movie, somebody had to sit there and write that hallway scene with the dude with the sign on his head. Somebody had to, write all of these scenes. Somebody had to write the Ruby Rod scene. Yeah. So like in that sense, I really like the story.
I agree.
It's a dumb overall plot, but I think it's a well-written story. Like, I think the scenes are well-written.
Yeah, I guess I was looking more like overall versus scene by scene and small stuff. But...
So because of that, I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Makes sense.
Okay, now the Shakespeare criteria. This is going to refer to the quality of the acting in the movie. How do you feel about it?
Overall, good. I mean, I really didn't find anyone I thought was too annoying or did a bad job. Once Chris Tucker came on scene, he was awesome. Zorg was good. I guess Bruce Willis was Bruce Willis.
Which is amazing. Which is the fucking bomb, because he's the fucking man.
Those three, and then Leeloo, I thought good enough for being a baby alien. So overall, I would say an 8. Very good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So the first question I like to ask myself was 2 things. Like when it comes to acting, did anybody's acting in the movie make me cringe? Because it was so bad.
Yeah.
Or was anybody's acting in the movie cheesy? Now, cheesy isn't always a horrible thing. Like you could have kind of like, like cheesy acting or whatever, but as long as like it's entertaining, I don't hate it. But it is bad acting. It's just entertaining bad acting. And then there's like not entertaining bad acting, which is going to be like watching Michael Jackson act. I mean, sorry, Michael Jordan act in Space Jam. You know, like that's just an absence of acting ability. You know, that's not him being good at acting cheesy or campy. Okay. So like if a movie doesn't at no point, if at no point makes me think anybody's acting is cheesy or just bad, right off the bat, it's at least a 5 for me. Okay. Overall, I think the acting is pretty good. So because I think it's pretty good, I'm giving it a 7. The Scorpion criteria, the movie's ability to hook you and suck you in.
I would say one thing that I'm kind of guilty of a lot of times, movies, especially rewatches, I'll take out my phone and just like start scrolling or play a game on my phone.
That's like, I do it too sometimes. And I watch movies all the fucking time. Now there are times where for sure, like I'm fucking hooked. Okay. But it is a little bit like, it's harder nowadays to kind of not be on your phone.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a knock, but I mean, if you're on your phone the whole fucking time, then it's a knock.
Yeah. So I also was trying to pay attention more because for the podcast, but I think I probably would have been off my phone for a lot of the movie just because it was so fresh to me because I hadn't seen it so long. I wanted to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So I think it was doing a pretty good job of keeping me hooked in. I'd probably give it a 7.
I think its ability was pretty good. I mean, it's very entertaining. I wouldn't say it necessarily like fucking like keeps your eyes glued to the screen. Like, I'm not gonna say that, but it's entertaining pretty much from start to finish. Because it's entertaining, as long as you're paying attention, you're gonna enjoy what you're seeing. So I'm feeling 6.5. I'm going 6.5. All right. The encore criteria, replay value. How rewatchable is it?
Pretty high. I mean, I watched it last week, early in the week, and was pretty paying attention to most of it, playing in the background. So I would say pretty high. It's a cult classic, It's known as a cult classic, so a lot of people enjoy watching it over and over. But for me, I mean, I had no problem rewatching it in the background just now. So I'll probably say 8.
Nice. Mine's pretty close. I'm gonna give it like a 7.5. It's super rewatchable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. All right. The Highlander criteria. This is the movie's ability and probability to live on forever.
So 30 years we're watching about it, talking about it, making a podcast about it. I mean, that pretty much answers the question right there. That's going to be very high. Cult classic, like I said. I don't see it going anywhere. I think it's going to continue to be a movie people are going to watch for the next 30 years. I'll give it another 8.
I mean, it's pretty fucking high. But okay, so honestly, like part of me wants to give it like a fucking 9, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop it to 8.5. And the reason I'm gonna drop it to 8.5 is because while I do think the movie is gonna be remembered for pretty much, forever, and it's gonna live on forever, if you're thinking just Bruce Willis movies, it's not the first movie that comes to mind for most people.
Okay.
Die Hard's the first movie that comes to mind for most people.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't think this movie is that far down the list.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to say because Bruce Willis made so many good movies in his prime that, this movie is one of many good movies that Bruce Willis made. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go 8.5.
Pretty much even same with everything except the story.
Okay, when we take all those scores, we put them together, we divide by 10, that gives this movie an average score of 7.3. Now, I only have 4 movies ranked as of right now, so it's not like I can tell you exactly where it sits in a huge-ass library of movies. But with the 4 movies that I have ranked now, right now, it sits at number 2.
Pretty good.
Yeah, the only movie that's above it right now is Blade.
It's your all-time favorite, pretty much.
I don't know, man. We haven't gotten to some of the really, really juicy, good movies. But I mean, this movie's fucking good though, dude. It's pretty badass. Like,
Oh,
what do you feel about a 7.3 overall rating for this?
yeah, very good. Seven, I would say between 7 and 8. Um, kind of scores this movie getting online. IMDb, Google. Let's see. I bet it'd be pretty much what we gave it. Yeah, IMDb 7.6. Rotten Tomatoes 71%.
71% on the tomato meter, which is the critic side, and then 87% on the popcorn meter, which is regular people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's
We
pretty
fell,
good.
yeah, we fell right between the two.
All right, there you have it. All right, there you have it. John, is there anything else you want to throw out there?
I'm leaving.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, thanks for listening to this episode of Movie Buffs. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to do so on Spotify or YouTube. Hit us up with any comments, and we'll see you soon.